We are so excited to welcome you all back to COFKids Nursery and Preschool this Sunday, June 28th during our 9:30 and 11:30 services. In order to make sure we are as prepared as possible to provide a safe and fun experience with a God-centered focus, here are a few guidelines that we will all be following in order to protect our staff, volunteers, families, and children who will be visiting our ministry this weekend. All volunteers will be temperature checked upon entering the COFKids area. All volunteers must hand sanitize prior to entering the children's area. Any volunteers exhibiting symptoms should stay at home. Any that exhibit sickness while serving will be taken to the medical area to be further evaluated. All volunteers are required to wear masks unless you are presenting on stage. Gloves will be required in certain areas. No food or drink will be permitted in the kids area. Exceptions will be made on a case-by-case basis. We will have a designated space available for any and all volunteer belongings, including your purse, sweaters, bags, phones, etc. Here are a few general guidelines for our check-in, check-out procedures. At this time, no self-check-in will be available to our families. All check-in carts will be located outside of the COFKids area and will have plexiglass separating the volunteer from the parents. All families will be spaced out while waiting to check in with stickers designating social distancing guidelines on the floor. After being checked in, only 10 families will be permitted at any one time to drop their student off at the appropriate room. All students will be temperature checked and hand sanitized upon entering the children's area. No students will be permitted who are displaying symptoms such as runny nose, coughing, etc. No food will be allowed in the children's area except for infants and students with conditions that would require them to eat. A designated area will be available for those students when they receive their food. Similar to check-in, during the checkout process, only 10 families will be allowed into the children's area at one time, and everyone must exit directly outside after picking up their child. Starting this weekend, all nursery and pre-K volunteers must wear smocks in each room. Shoe coverings must be worn in areas where necessary. Masks must be worn at all times except during teaching time, and the teacher must maintain social distancing from students while their mask is off. All room leaders are responsible for regularly wiping down surfaces and areas with cleaning products. All student bins, including crafts and toys, are to be taken to the cleaning area following each service to be cleaned, and no students should share supplies. All contact with students should be kept to a minimum whenever possible. Following are additional guidelines for all students while in the classroom. All students will remain in their designated room once checked in. All worship, story time, playtime will be done in each individual classroom, and there will be no playground activity at this time. Bathroom breaks should be no more than 2 students at a time. Hand sanitizing must take place following each bathroom break and periodically throughout the service. If any student shows symptoms or gets sick, a COF staff member should be contacted immediately. The child will then be taken to the medical area for evaluation and their family called for pickup. All students will be removed from the space while the room is cleaned and sanitized. Finally, let's cover some room-specific guidelines for use of materials. All supplies, including crafts, coloring sheets, toys, etc., will be placed in individual bins, 1 per student per service. Following each service, bins are to be taken out of the room to a designated area to be cleaned. No supplies are to be shared by students. Any items that a student places in their mouth should immediately be placed in a bin to be taken and cleaned. Students should refrain from bringing any toys or other items from home into the classroom. Exceptions can be made at the direction of the nursery and preschool directors. No snacks or drinks will be provided during class time, and playgrounds will be phased back in at a later time. This concludes our recap of our COVID policies and procedures for COFKids Nursery and Preschool. Policies are subject to change at any time. If you have any questions regarding the information contained in this presentation, please contact Mana Sills, Sophia Sills, or Terry Murillo for further information. We are looking so forward to having everyone back on campus this weekend, June 28th, for our 9:30 and 11:30 services. With your help in following these procedures, we will be able to provide a safe and fun environment with a God-centered focus for all of our kids and families returning to campus.